everyone, this guy is building an amazing treehouse on top of a giant tree in the middle of the forest in just 3 months. He's handcrafting every detail himself, from the platform and walls to the roof and stove. So what kind of treehouse will it end up looking like? At this stage, the supporting system around the tree begins to take its true form. The man first creates the way up by placing small steps, one by one, which are fixed to the trunk, then carefully attaches long wooden beams to the upper section, establishing the frame of a wide platform. As the steps rise and the beams wrap around the tree, this giant trunk in the middle of the forest begins to support the foundation of an extraordinary treehouse. this stage, the man is preparing the frame of the lower section using natural branches and thick logs from around the tree. First, he cuts the appropriate pieces to size with a saw. Then he places and reinforces them vertically along the edges of the platform. As the logs fall into place one by one, both the entrance section is strengthened and the lower part of the treehouse takes on a much more natural and striking appearance that blends in with the texture of the forest. The treehouse's upper platform is now beginning to reach its full dimensions. Adam first installs the long supporting beams that run around the trunk, then individually fastens the wide wooden floorboards to them. Working at height makes each step more challenging, but as the platform closes, both the range of movement increases and the main floor of the treehouse is fully revealed. new frame is beginning to rise on the exterior of the treehouse. Adam is securing long wooden uprights to the edges of the platform and connecting their tops with horizontal beams. As this frame is completed, the boundaries of the open space become more defined, and the upper part of the structure takes on a much larger, more striking form. At this stage, the man is preparing the ladder he will use in the upper section. He measures and cuts the thick logs he collected from the forest, creating the steps one by one. Once the pieces are complete, the ladder will be carried upstairs and fixed in place to provide passage between the upper levels of the treehouse. As the weather turned bad and rain approached, the man took a short break from construction and prepared a temporary shelter for himself. Choosing a flat spot in the forest, he secured a large sheet of cloth to the ground and the surrounding trees, stretching the edges downwards to prevent rainwater from getting in. Thus, he created a small but practical shelter that would keep both himself and his equipment dry when the downpour began. Now the treehouse's enclosed living space is seriously beginning to take shape. After securing the wall panels to the wooden frame, Adam moves on to the upper section and installs the roof beams one by one. Because the tree's thick branches pass through the roof, each piece is adjusted to specific measurements. As the beams are completed, the structure becomes more steel, and this unusual house in the middle of the forest begins to take its true form. The stove system inside the treehouse is being prepared. The man is connecting the metal chimney pipes and securing them to the outlet in the wall. Thus, the small treehouse begins to transform into a warm living space that can be used even in cold weather. The section of the roof where the tree passes is completely sealed off against water. The man applies thick insulation material around the trunk, filling all the gaps. This makes one of the most critical points where snow and rainwater could seep in safe. The insulation phase begins inside. Adam reduces the amount of cold air entering by placing large insulation rolls on the walls and sealing sections. This makes the treehouse warmer and more comfortable to use. At this stage, a small wooden apparatus is prepared to make it easier to carry the logs from below to above. The wooden piece is fixed to the outside and a rope system is attached to its end. Then the logs are attached to this rope one by one and pulled up, making it much easier to carry them into the treehouse. The stairwell leading to the upper floor is now being closed off. Adam carefully places the insulated cover, which he prepared to the exact measurements, over the opening and fits the edges perfectly. This way, the stairwell is closed when not in use, preserving the temperature inside and making the floor more tidy. Inside, the final small but important details are now being added. Small wooden hangers and fittings are being fixed to the walls, creating convenient spots for paintings, equipment, and various items. As these small touches are completed, the treehouse becomes more organized, personal, and truly livable. At this stage, instead of using an ordinary doorknob, the man creates a completely natural doorknob by shaping a small piece of wood. First, he carves the piece of wood with a knife to fit his hand. Then he attaches it to the door, adding a rustic and unique detail to the entrance. With this small touch, the treehouse door becomes both more functional and perfectly complements the natural style of the structure. The final details are now being completed on the overall insulation of the house. Gaps around the windows are being sealed with special tape, while insulation layers are being installed in the walls and ceiling sections. Protective materials used especially under the roof help to maintain the temperature inside. As all openings are closed, the treehouse becomes much better protected against the cold and wind from outside. And finally, after months of hard work, an incredible treehouse emerges atop this giant tree in the middle of the forest. Every detail from the platform and stairs to the walls, stove, and insulation is meticulously completed. With the final touches, the structure transforms from just a treehouse into a true living space in nature. What do you think was the most impressive part of the project? Don't forget to mention it in the comments and subscribe to the channel.